I want to clear up something, because everybody, it's like Beaumont Hospital wants me to do a talk about my recovery because I'm doing so well. They want to exploit me, which is fine. And there's a saying, success has 1,000 fathers and failure is an orphan. And so now that I'm doing well, they all want to take credit for it, even the bad people there. Not that most of them are good. But, I would tell the doctors, I said, listen, I'm going to be on Oprah talking about this shit. You better be nice to me, because I'm going to talk about you. You better take care of me, But anyway, I had a band for years. Jotown was the name of the band. And I played with Motown groups, so it was a good thing. I was the singer of Jotown. That was the band. And I knew the economy was changing, and I knew that I was not going to be able to work as much as I had, because the band gigs, TJ will tell you, he's a little younger than me, but back in the 90s, things started to shift with the bar market. And I had kids in Catholic school, and college coming, so I had to make my product more affordable. So I reduced it down to a duo, but I had to find gigs for a duo, and nobody knew me that way. They wanted the band and the lights, and you wouldn't know this looking at me, but I used to do Purple Rain and kill that shit. Okay, I used to dance around and get all sweaty back in the day. People post pictures and they'll say, damn, you were handsome. I said, no, I was just young. I was never handsome. I was just young, that's what I was. But I had to find work, and I prayed, God, my deal when I left Wolverine Mailing in Bridget now works for my old employer. When I left there, to make a record, I got money for a record deal, and I wanted to do one more shot. Of course, I got divorced over it too. Can't blame her, who wants to be married to a dreamer. But I made a deal with myself, and with my wife, I said, if I can't support myself doing this, that means God doesn't want me to do this. If God doesn't want me to do it, I'll do something else. But if God pays me, and this isn't prosperity gospel or manifesting yourself a house and shit, it ain't that. But that if you're an artist and the community won't support you, that means God's telling you that's not your job. I tell this to young artists all the time. I tell the parents, yeah, let him do that. And if he doesn't make any money in 2 years, tell him God doesn't want you to do that. So you try it, you can still do it in the garage, but get a job now, But I was always able to get paid. So I knew God wanted me to do this. So I kept doing it, kept working. And when I changed the band and downsized it, I was going to find out if God still wanted me to do this. So I'm driving down 9 Mile in my old beat-up-ass car with no spare, and I got a blowout. And I crawled into Sam's Tire on 9 and Grossbeck. I crawled in there, limped in there, and his son is there, and I had a guitar in the back of my car, and he goes, oh, you play guitar? I said, yeah, I have a band. He goes, my dad's got a bar on Harsens Island. And at that time, Harsens Island was like Hawaii. I didn't know where the hell that was, But it was so he said, call my dad. So I call, and I get Sam. He barked at me for 3 or 4 times. I called him. Then I got Millie, and she listened. And then I got Alice, finally, after like 10 calls. And Alice, I talked to her. She goes, well, Joe, we don't have bands here often anymore. There you are. You walked in right at the right time. Alice Moore, did you just come in? Yeah, Alice, I got her on the phone, and I didn't know her. And I said, and I had a duo that I didn't even know if it was going to be any good. And I said, yeah, I have this duo, and your brother said, and she goes, well, we don't have music, but we'll try it. And I came out there for that weekend. They moved the pool, before they expanded the bar. And the little last place, and I played, and I met Taylor and Middle Channel Mike and Niki. And it worked. And so I worked there 10 times that summer, and then I was able to get more gigs for the duo and transition into being not a band. So thank you, Alice. But there's more. Girl singers are a pain in the ass, and I did all the work. I sequenced the music, I moved the shit, I booked the gigs, and the chick would just show up and sing. And I liked this girl a lot, and I said, listen, you gotta do more or I'm gonna have to cut your pay. If I'm doing all the heavy lifting, it's not right if I'm not compensated for it, right? And I warned her, I gave her 6 months notice, but I had to make a change. So eventually, after 10 singers after that, I said, fuck this, not doing this no more. I just became a solo act. And I stopped playing Sans Souci because I knew the drunk guys liked the girl singer more than they liked me. I'm not stupid, you know? Well, Harsens, come on now. You know, there's a woman, she's not here, but I've never hit on a woman on Harsens Island. Never once. You know why? Because all you motherfuckers have guns. Now guns are cool. Now everybody's guns are cool, you know? My ex-wife's got a gun. I told her you shouldn't have that, but you know, you guys grew up with guns, so I know that everyone knows everybody. Harsens Island is like that, and I don't want to get shot. You know, wind up showing up next spring. What's that over there by the DNR in there? Ah, it's a body. Bald guy, huh? That looks like Jotown. I don't want that to happen to me. So I'm in Hamtramck at a gig, and this bus pulls up, and the bus had Jotown on the bus, like the destination, you know, the little placard. And I'm like, what the fuck? And Alice brought a whole bunch of Harsens Island people down to Hamtramck to see me. And I cried. And I said, you know, she goes, Joe, you wouldn't come play for us, so we're coming to you. And I told her, I said, hey, Alice, I'm a single act now. I don't have a girl anymore, and I know you guys like the girl. So she goes, oh, we don't care. We'll just come and do what you're doing here. And I started playing at Sans Souci again. And it's my longest running gig anywhere. I played, yes. Last year was my 27th season. 27th season playing on Harsens. And it was a rough year, I'm gonna tell you. That water ain't no joke. And it's hurting business. So if you're a friend of Harsens Island, don't listen to the news. Come over there on a ferry and spend some money. Because, you know, people think they're gonna get stuck there, and you won't. It'll be okay. As long as he can charge you $8 to get home, the ferry will be running. You'll be fine. So anyway, people, thank you so much. I talked longer than I thought I would. I wish I would have recorded this. This would have been a good podcast or Saturday Night Live skit or some shit. But from the bottom of my heart, from my daughters who couldn't be here, one's in California and one's curling. Thank you. They worry about me. They were worried about driving, and luckily I had a friend, Kim, that drove me here. Thank you so much. It's hard to ask for help, but my God. And I tell people this all the time. I say, you know what's cool about Harsens Island? Out of anywhere, and I think it's because it's an island. Maybe on the East Coast it's like that too. But because it's an island, there's a boundary around it, and you're all stuck there together, better or worse, right? And you could have a person that you cannot stand that asshole, but if he was in trouble, the islanders will help that person. And I've watched it. I've done benefits for people that I knew nobody liked. And yet they needed help, so the islanders helped. That's what islanders do. And I'm gonna tell you, it's unlike anywhere that I've ever played. It's something about an island, something about Harsens Island, and that community thing. That's, if America was more like that all the way around, we would be in a much better space. But you guys helped, and you're here as a living testament. I can't believe this, and I can't believe I'm not crying right now. But so thank you very much. Thanks to our DJ over there. What's your name? Your stage name? Rum Daddy? Rum Daddy, all right, you gotta have a name. I mean, I'm doing right now Sacred Stroke. You gotta have a name for this shit I'm going through, so. And no one thought of it, because I got the .com for Sacred Stroke and My Sacred Stroke. And you will see me on PBS before this year is over, because I'm gonna make this my job. God gave me so I'm gonna make it work for me the best I can. Thank you so much.
All right, everyone. You did just fine. Everyone, do me a favor. Everyone listen up. Hold on, Jotown. Niki and someone scooter with empath. Come on over here. Oh, sorry about that. You're a little slow. All right, everyone, listen up. Do me a favor. I'm going to divide this room up into 3. We got the standing room only by the bar. We got this section, and we got this section. Everybody, do me a small favor. If you're not already standing,